and meet the driver, Jens Kiliman. Hello, Jens.
Hello, thanks for the invite.
Thank you to be here with us today. So I want to just ask you how your passion for speed started.
I remember my dad, he bought me a go-kart. I was 5 years old and I remember he said, "This is it, you want to drive?" And I was a kid and I said, "Why not?" He took me to all the racetracks up to European Karting Championship. And that's actually how it started. I was going to school and then at some point we thought maybe it's not going too bad when I became a German champion in go-karting. And now here we are. I'm 35 now, so it's 30 years ago almost, so it's been a long journey. Yeah, so he got me into racing. And as a kid, you know, it's the dream because you can go go-karting with your friends, you had fun weekends on the racetracks.
It's funny, but also
it was a lot of pressure.
The responsibility to...
But it made me grow up early, I think, because you travel a lot, you have a lot of pressure, and I think it also, the competition with all the drivers is really crazy in karting especially. Everyone is pushing to become a professional driver in the future, so
do you think that pressure is something that it's helped
yes.
to develop your personality?
Yes. Also personality, because also in karting, you know, the gaps are hundreds. And if you follow like this to the guy in front of you and you have someone behind, you learn how to deal with the pressure.
Yeah.
And I think it also helps you in life here and there if you know how to maybe to handle some pressure situations. It cannot be wrong for sure. Yeah.
Do you have a driver that inspires you in your beginning maybe of your career?
Well, I'm German, so Michael Schumacher. I remember waking up with my dad and watching the first Grand Prix in Melbourne in the middle of the night, German time. But then when I came into Formula BMW, I have to admit that Bruno Spengler was one of my heroes. And eventually I won the Italian GT championship with him 2 years ago. So the loop was closing, but he was one of my heroes because in DTM he was doing so great and he won the championship and he joined BMW and he was one of the guys that I really looked up to. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And you told me that your journey was not just straight in motorsport. You had also some moments that were hard. Absolutely, and maybe you wanted to give up.
Exactly. Yeah. I started go-karts, Formula BMW, Formula 3, and then I got into GT cars. And I think I did quite okay, but I never got really into this factory program. And then it was ups and downs, and I was young, and I thought maybe it's just not my world because you had so much pressure also at the same time. And then I was about to give up, and I thought, okay, I tried with another manufacturer, but they didn't pick me. And then I thought, okay, I might just stop, and it was worth giving a try. And then out of nowhere, honestly, out of nowhere, I got a call from Munich, and it was my old boss offering me a contract for one race only 24-hour Nürburgring back then. And that was super cool. And I said, okay, I try once again. And then actually we put the car on pole in the first race there. And then I said, hey, why don't you do a test with us? I have to admit, they made me the driver I am today because they really picked me up from stopping and being very broken as a young driver. And I'm very thankful, and therefore we have a very good relationship because I give them a lot of my passion and work, but they give me a lot of trust.
And then they give you a marriage.
Yeah, but it's a good marriage. We are still a happy couple, yeah.
Do you have a favorite circuit?
I like the tracks in America. I was racing IMSA also with Jesse, with my teammate here in Italian GT. We did one season together.
Fun in America.
I like the tracks. They're a bit more rough. It's a bit like Monza. They have character. They are unique. They're a bit bumpy. There's not so much track limits and good tracks like Daytona. And I'm a big fan. So I like the American tracks.
But you prefer America. As a German, you prefer America.
To be honest, I do, yes. I like the vibe that the fans, if you drop the rental car, they ask you for autographs. And they're just so much into the racing that there's just so much passion and so much fun racing with them. Yeah. And it's like a big community, and that's what I like about it.
Do you have a race that signed your heart?
Imola in Italian GT 2 years ago when we won the championship. And that was so emotional and so much pressure the whole weekend, the whole season. And that's one of my favorite moments. Yeah, when I was standing there with Bruno on top of the roof and celebrating, that was a very special moment.
So how you train yourself to be a driver?
So driving is very physical. You wouldn't think so because many people say, I drive on the highway for 5 hours, no problem. But especially the heat is very intense. In the summer, it's very hot in the car. We have an aircon, but it's cooling down the car maybe from 60 to 40 degrees. So it's very hot, but it's mainly running or cycling. There are two types of guys. Either they run or they cycle. I used to be very big into cycling, but then I broke both of my wrists in a cycle road bike accident at the same time. Somebody took the right of way. I jumped and broke both of my wrists. That was not so ideal. And now I am only cycling at home in my little studio.
Okay, in the gym.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And you do
not outside so much.
You do also cardio.
Yes, cardio is the main thing you have to do. I think strength-wise you don't need too much. In LMDH you need for the neck because G-forces are higher. But it's mainly mental training is very important to also cope with the pressure and the situation.
Do you have a mental coach?
We have a partner which is Formula Medicine.
Okay.
It's a BMW partner, and they provide us with training plans, also online training. That is actually a very complete package because they do for Formula One also, they do for many race car drivers and manufacturers.
So
And they are
very prepared.
They are top. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you show us, please, your helmet?
Yeah, it's purple. Maybe you think purple is not the most male color.
I like purple.
I think it's cool. I like the purple, and it's actually my daughter's favorite color. She
Okay.
picked the color, and that was her handprint beginning of the season.
So you are super fan of your daughter.
Yes, and she's also a super fan of me. Always when I go racing, she said if she can see the helmet, and it's
Her
the name
name
of
is
my
Emma.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my daughter's name and my wife's name and our dog, and it's just like a family thing because I'm traveling so much, racing
And
all
you miss
around the
them.
world. I miss them, and then they're a little bit with me at least, and it's a bit of a lucky charm.
This is the cutest thing that I saw in a driver.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's something a personal touch to the signature on the side
Purple
and so
and
on.
pink.
Yes, but I think it's also, I like the color, it looks cool. I had white before and a lot of BMW colors, which is red, dark blue and light blue. But I like this a bit.
So you like fancy colors.
Maybe next year change a bit, but for now it's a fast helmet, and for now it brought me luck. So
Okay.
we keep it for now.
Thank you for being with us and see you in the next episode on Meet the Driver.